people. Also, like, Dave at least is, like, generally picking women his own age, even though he looks a lot younger. But, like, Wesley, Anya's a senior. Like, she's not going to date you, dude.
I also think it's, like, Wesley has poor social skills and doesn't get it.
Yeah. He's funny, though.
And then he sees, like, Drew being all smooth with Allie, and he's like, I want to be cool like Drew, and then Anya will like me. I'll observe and learn.
Well, yeah, because Dave actually points it out. He's like, Anya would date someone like Drew, and then points out Drew, who's, like, openly making out with Allie in the hallway because they have no chill at all. And, like, Wesley
surprising?
is like, no, absolutely not. It's like, this is... I know that, like, we don't see a ton of Allie and Drew together. We see them together, like, twice. But this is, like, her dream. Like, this is all 100%. She wanted. This is all she wanted from Johnny DeMarco.
The popular boyfriend with the status who will make out with her in public so everybody knows that she has a boyfriend.
It's a real bummer,
so
actually.
Everyone knows that she is desired.
I feel like, man, Allie has got really low self-esteem. But yeah, so Wesley is like, I'm going to basically stalk Drew. And that is how this is going to go for me.
Yeah. Then we're with... Are we in the park yet?
Yeah, we're in the park. They're, like, planning. So we're with Eli and Claire and Adam. And they're planning their thing. Not sure why they had to go to the park for this, but whatever. And then they're, like, planning it out. And
they scoped out the location, Kelsey.
Sorry. I didn't realize.
I don't know why they were in the park either.
Listen.
They were literally just on a picnic table. They were like, all right, we're filming here.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, they really needed, like, so much time to scope out the, like, one shot that they had while sitting on a picnic table. Like, on top of it.
Something to mimic a crypt. Like, you know Romeo and Juliet. Like, come on.
That just... No.
She wouldn't be out in the park if she were presumed dead.
No, they needed a weird public park, and they needed to be sitting on top of the table.
Kind of
and they needed it to be really poorly cropped and with shaky footage.
Yeah.
They needed some handheld real shit going on.
They needed some Pretty Little Liars status mausoleum.
They did. Ooh.
They needed to find a graveyard.
That
seems like it would have been right up Eli's alley.
It would have... If anyone on this show knows where to find a fucking crypt, it's Eli.
It's gotta be Eli.
Also, shouts out to Sean Quigley and our future Pretty Little Liars podcast.
I feel like there was also a mausoleum-y type building utilized in Buffy, but I could be wrong.
There was. Can confirm with absolute certainty.
Also, Vampire Diaries. Anyway, just naming all these supernatural shows.
You guys can get access to this.
Anyway, they're, like, planning it out. They're like, well, I mean, the poison wouldn't have worked that quickly. Like, maybe, like, Juliet would have woken up before the poison took effect, and they could have had a couple minutes together before he died. And then she decided she couldn't live without him, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, so we're just ripping off Baz Luhrmann's Romeo plus Juliet, because that kind of happens in that movie.
Which, by the way, great movie. It holds up.
But... Yeah, I love that movie, but I know Baz Luhrmann is a very polarizing filmmaker.
Well, yeah, you and I also both love Baz Luhrmann.
Yeah,
so.
Like, I'm all about that movie. I'm all about Moulin Rouge. I'm all about Great Gatsby. I still need to watch The Get Down. That's him too, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, but they literally say the words, they could share a final kiss. And then I threw up in my mouth. And the person I was watching it with was like, no, I hate this. And then Adam rolled his eyes, and I was like, we're all Adam.
Yeah. And then do they go right into the scene? I can't remember. Oh no. And then I don't know, then Adam's like, that's cute. Like after like Eli and Claire like make eyes at each other, Adam's like, yeah, cute. Sure. I'm here too, guys. And then
Adam.
And then we're at home with Riley, and he's like trying to figure out what to wear on his what he says is a date to his mom, but is going to the LGBT like meeting thing.
Yeah, not really a date.
And
yeah, so I wrote, his mom seems nice. And then, okay, never mind. Because she's like, you know, she does seem very nice. She's being very cool.
She's
and then
like trying to give dating advice because Riley's like, oh, I don't know, this person I'm dating, like it's been kind of weird. I haven't been doing so great.
But then she says, oh, you should wear the gray shirt. The other one is a little zesty.
Yeah, a very, like, loaded zesty.
Oh, yeah.
We know what zesty means.
We do know what zesty means.
And we're like, okay, so now we know a little bit why he maybe isn't cool with this part of himself. But she's also not, like, I feel like I don't know.
I don't know.
She doesn't
because it's also, I don't know. It's kind of like, she also, like, is very clearly... they're Greek, right?
Yeah,
she's
they're
like,
Greek.
So she's, a Greek immigrant. Like, it's a different, like, culture situation.
True.
I don't know. I
True.
don't know. I don't know that much about Greece. Good for olives.
Oh my God, I want olives now. Anyway, then we're in the park again, and I'm like, oh, they're filming in the park? And then they film the kiss.
And it's dramatic as
it's
hell.
Dramatic, and I am still uncomfortable with children kissing.
Yep. I mean, I'm on board for them as a couple.
Yeah.
Do not get me wrong. I'm still very excited.
But I'm just like,
I'm
uncomfortable watching this.
Wildly uncomfortable. It's like, no. I just...
Because they're, like, actual children.
They are.
When you watch, like, the OC, and people make it on the OC, you're like, they're actually adults, so it's fine for me to be watching this without feeling like a pervert watching children kissing.
It's very uncomfortable for me. I just... whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
They have the kiss. They film the scene. It goes over great.
Yeah. The scene, by the way, is insane.
Yeah, he, like, he drinks, like, some kind of high fructose, whatever the fuck, poison.
It's soda.
Like, it's soda. And then she, like, shoots herself with, like a one of those toy guns that makes the sound effects.
It's like a zappy, sci-fi kind of fake gun. And it's a time.
Yeah.
It is a time. Also,
then he takes the poison, she wakes up, they're like, oh my God, I love you. And then they kiss, and he dies. And she's like, no! And zaps herself and dies.
But it's also like a very realistically, like, they
high
clearly
school.
are into each other, but also like high school kiss.
Oh, yes. Also just a very realistic high school video project.
Yeah, because like as a 26-year-old adult, like, yes, seeing these children like love each other makes me very uncomfortable. But additionally, like, I'm glad that they have actual kids on this show, and it's not like... Totally. It's not like 25-year-olds pretending to be 16.
Eli's like 19 or something, but whatever. That's still close enough.
I just remembered Holland quote from a few episodes ago. Old enough to fuck. Anyway.
It's true.
It is. You're not wrong.
And then they like film the scene and they're like, that was great. And then Claire's like, oh, I don't know. Like, should we just do it again? And Neil's like, no, I think we got it. And it's all awkward and weird.
Yeah, because she's like, should we do another take? And he's like, no, I think we're good. Bye.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
But she, like, doesn't pick up on it. Like,
I feel like she doesn't. She, like, yeah, I think she, like, feels, like, sad about it, but doesn't immediately pick up on
well,
the
they still,
blow-off.
like... Well, yeah, because, she comes in... Well, we'll talk about it then. But she's still, like, smiley, though.
Yeah, definitely. But then we're at the... homophobia in our hallways.
And Riley wore the zesty shirt.
Yeah, he did.
I loved that he wore the zesty shirt.
And it's just like a stripy, like, button down. It's not that zesty.
It's not. It's also not a great
baggy.
Shirt. It's not a good shirt.
It's just like an American Eagle, like, multicolored stripy shirt.
Like, it's fine. I don't know.
And then...
Zesty.
And then the guy is like, how many people have been, like, affected by harmless jokes, like gay jokes? And people raise their hand, and Riley's like, see, he said harmless. And Zane's like, he was being facetious. And Riley's like, what does that mean?
Because Riley's
a dummy. He's a little bit of a dummy.
He's just like a big, sweet meathead dummy.
And then Zane starts talking about, like, how there's a closeted person on his football team who joins in on gay jokes, and it makes him feel bad, and he doesn't like it.
And he really, like, opens his heart, and then Riley is crying.
And then the guy, like, defines what internalized homophobia is, and Riley is so upset, and he's like, I'm a homophobe. Oh no, I'm so sad.
He's crying, and it, like, broke my little heart.
It's very sad.
But he's like...
But he's finally kind of coming to terms with it. I mean, we already had, like, the moment where he's like, oh, I don't like myself. But now it was just like another step into like, oh, I'm a homophobe, and like just because I'm gay doesn't mean I can't be homophobic, and oh, I'm realizing that I'm hurting somebody that I care about by trying to cover up the fact that I'm gay.
Exactly.
So it's a nice step, even though it's very sad to see Riley cry.
Yeah. The thing about Riley is that he learns so slowly.
Oh, he's such a slow learner. Because he's just
the slowest
learner.
learner.
He's just kind of a dummy.
Because he's
He
still
just
learning.
really does not understand.
Riley. But he's also, like, still learning throughout this entire episode. But, like, he's just the slowest. He's just, man.
And
Riley.
then the next day at school, Zane, like, comes up to Riley and he's like, hey, are you okay? You left really quickly yesterday. And Riley's like, yeah, I just want to, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that what I was doing was hurting you. And I feel so bad about it. And from now on, I'm going to, like, be better. And it's very nice. And then
it is very nice.
Fucking Wesley and Dave, like, walk by. And Wesley's still, like, planning his, like, he's still planning about, like, wooing Anya or whatever. And he walks by and he's like, someday I'll serenade Anya with a song so sweet, mayhaps she'd think it by angels.
I fucking love Wesley. Listen, like, him and Connor are just too pure
just
for this
sweet
fucking
baby
world.
angels.
They are sweet baby angels. Dave is still a pain in the ass,
And
but
then Dave
Wesley
is like,
an angel.
oh,
boy.
that's so gay. Like, when Wesley says that.
Do you remember those commercials about not using gay as an insult?
Yeah.
Hillary Duff was in one of them.
I think they still happen because I feel like I remember just seeing one with Wanda Sykes doing one.
Really?
Like on YouTube, like last year.
Because I know that they were like definitely they were a thing like
Yeah.
at this time period.
Yeah.
And I just remember Hillary Duff being in one.
I don't remember that one, but it sounds familiar. But I know I literally just watched like one with Wanda Sykes in it, like within the past year.
Do people still use gay as an insult?
Probably.
All right. I'm just checking. I don't know.
In Middle America, I'm sure.
Don't know. Shouts out to Middle America.
Like that, they definitely still did when I was in college.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I was in Missouri, so.
That's true. That's a fair point.
Anyway, and then Dave's like, oh, that's gay. And then Riley is like, oh, what did you say? Like, you said that was gay? Like, that's not fucking nice, dude.
He gets all up in his
I
face.
didn't mean it. I meant, like stupid. He's like, oh, so... He's like, exactly. So you're, like, equating gay with being stupid. He's like,
Riley did not say
well,
equating.
I don't remember the line, so I may be paraphrasing.
Riley doesn't know equating.
But I forgot the best part. So he, like, comes over. He's like, what did you say? And Wes drops his flute and literally runs away.
It's incredible.
And then he's like, ooh, and is all intimidating.
And Dave
Dave's
is like,
I didn't realize that it came across that way. I'm sorry. I'd never do it again. Bye.
Dave is like literally shitting himself, like panicking.
And Zane is like, maybe you could have handled that better. And Riley's like, I'm standing up. And I'm like, oh, Riley only knows how to intimidate people.
He just doesn't know how to do anything with any like amount of subtlety or like just nothing. It's all meathead or nothing.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention Drew is wearing like a highlighter yellow polo.
Of course he is.
We're with Drew. And
Drew wears a lot of polos.
Oh, yeah. And so then we are in the science classroom with Wesley's uncle science teacher. And he's like, Drew, you're really bad at science.
Because, again, Drew is a big dummy, just like Riley, but in a different way.
And then Wes, like, sees an opportunity to get close to Drew. He's like, I can tutor you.
Actually, I think his exact words were, I'll toot you, Drew. Because he's Wesley. And he's...
I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, I specifically wrote it down because I was like, what? What?
Oh my god.
Oh, fucking Wesley.
And he's like, okay, thanks. Is this when strike up the deal?
Well, it kind of. No, because he's like, actually, Ali Bendar usually tutors me in all things, which, like, fair.
Yeah.
And he, like, I don't remember how he talks him into it, but he does, like, bring up that the science teacher is his uncle.
Yeah, I don't remember how, but he's like, okay, fine, whatever.
And then he also says, I larva it.
Yeah.
It's like, there's going to be a lot of puns. Okay. Buckle up.
And then in English class. We're in English class.
Oh, also, when did Wesley break his arms?
I don't know. I wrote that down too because he's like he has 2 arm casts.
He suddenly did.